I'm your baritone bro host, Godswool, and you're listening to That's Dope, the podcast where we talk about dope things. Whether it's nerdy stuff from video games, anime, movie, TV, board games, whatever, to cool events that are happening in the area, having great interviews with great people, and whatever other dope things that are in the world or that you might suggest, we talk about here, and you know it's going to be a great time. So join us for the show. And I have two very special friends of mine. Michael, a returning guest. He's been on a few other podcasts in the past. And I have an old friend of mine, Omar.
What up?
Yeah, and now he's back. So today I want to talk about summer blockbusters. You know, right now we've been living in an age of blockbusters for so long.
Yeah, I mean, blockbusters are gone, obviously, right?
To have
Hollywood Video's gone too.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there's Family Video still. I've seen
the stores were like the mom and pop video store.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
There's this like awesome Chinese like VCD, VHS rental place.
There's still a place like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So now, like, movies are just so different from what they used to be. Do you guys even remember, like, what used to be, like, in, like, the early 2000s or, like, 90s?
Yeah, like Daredevil. Or Spider-Man.
Fantastic.
I like Spider-Man back in the day.
Yeah.
But, you know, that was, like, a rarity, you know? Like, it was, I think it was, like, small level. And now, like, the huge things, you know, like Batman versus Superman, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And, you know, Avengers or whatever. And now summer blockbusters are just such a huge event now, you know?
Yeah.
I want to talk about that now, you know? Summer blockbusters.
Well,
what's your favorite?
I mean, I think we can just start with, like, comic books did start this huge summer blockbusters, right? It started with X-Men in 2000, then Spider-Man, and then you just, like, got the Batman movies coming in, even Superman Returns came in 2006. So it all started initially with the comic books in general. It's all about entertainment value, right?
Yeah.
It's all about making money. Now you see Marvel and DC releasing their summer lineups for the next, 5-10 years now.
Yeah.
So you already know, like, okay, who's gonna be in this movie? What's it gonna be about? It's gonna be about this comic book character. How does it tie in with the Avengers? It all goes back to the giant Avengers movie as well. And DC's trying to do the same thing with Justice League, but the only difference is that they're rushing it. I feel like.
Ooh.
So you have that type of competition going forward. But that's what it's all about. It's all about comic book movies, and now you see, like, other industries, like, well, not industries, but, like, genres like Star Wars or Transformers. They're like, well, we want to be a part of that. We want to grab some of that money.
And it's sort of funny to me, like how it feels like the 80s has come back or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like comic books coming back, Jurassic Park coming back,
right.
Star Wars is coming back, you know. And,
Indiana Jones back in the day in 2008.
Oh, we don't talk about that yet. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, all those type of movies are coming back. Yeah.
All those 80s kids are making movies now.
For real.
So, yeah.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Right.
And of course, you have the summer comedies as well with like anything with Seth Rogen or Jonah Hill or James Franco. They all have their own summer movie that they have every year.
Right.
What do you guys think about this sort of resurgence or rise or whatever? You know, do you think this is a good thing? Do you think this is?
It's cool. I mean, I'm never bored.
Yeah.
Like every year, there's something to look forward to. And a lot of this stuff I'm just kind of being introduced to for the first time. Like Ant-Man, I don't know anything about Ant-Man.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything either.
It's this way to be introduced to all these things that maybe have been overlooked by people not in the kind of comic book nerd niche.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's kind of been made
Well, I mean,
public.
Ant-Man would not have been hyped if it wasn't for the success of, like, Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Right.
So if that one was a flop, then I would not be looking forward to Ant-Man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Originally...
It just depends on the, like, luck of this draw.
Right. I was hyped because for Edgar Wright, and that went away. But I'm like, he still wrote the screenplay, so we'll see.
Well, yeah, Paul Rudd will be funny for that movie too. But
yeah. I
mean, honestly, it also kills the originality though in film.
You think so?
You're not getting a lot more original thought and storylines That's what the summer films was about. Back like Star Wars was a completely different idea. It wasn't based off of anything. It was
a whole new IP.
Exactly. Or like Indiana Jones or Jurassic Park, like the titles you mentioned. Now they're being remade because people love those original ideas and they just want to see sequels and sequels and sequels and sequels.
Yeah, that is true.
And I mean, I like sequels and all, but some of them get kind of boring. Like for me, I thought Avengers 2 was not good compared to Avengers 1, right?
Well, I mean, now you brought it up. I mean, go ahead, keep on.
Other than the villain of Avengers 2, I thought he was phenomenal. Like, I thought James Spader played a really good. He did a good voiceover for the villain,
Right.
but it just felt like it was all action and no plot. They shortened the plot and just drawn out the action in that movie. Which I mean, at one point I wanted to leave. It was just an awful movie compared to like the first Avengers. Because you know what you're getting, right? You already know what's going to happen. You already know that there's going to be a giant fight sequence. You're going to know that the villain's probably going to die in an epic manner. And then another villain comes up, the one who's like the big one, Thanos, will obviously make appearance at the end.
Right.
You already know that's going to end, right? And I'm not even spoiling anything in the movie.
I mean, like, yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about
like,
Avengers 2?
I think they had something really interesting. They introduced some interesting elements with Ultron that they never resolved.
That's true.
Like his whole daddy issues with Tony Stark,
Tony,
and it was just like I was like, oh, let's go into that, and he went away for a long time, and then he came back and
even how he was created, he just like destroyed.
Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. But like even when the evil started, it was just like rapid.
Right.
I mean,
I didn't get a sense for his motivation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was just here we go.
It was an idea, and then all of a sudden he just becomes something else.
Right.
So I mean that's another issue with these like movies, and also the multiple character aspects.
Right.
So now you're introduced to so many different characters, but you're like, hey, I want to get to know these guys instead of like Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, and
who we've already seen.
Because we've seen them before. So we want to be able to know the new characters, but you don't really get that either.
Right.
You still get the emphasis on Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor.
Right. So by the time they bring in the new Avengers at the end, I'm like, I don't really know these people too well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'd like to ask another question. Do you think that the novelty of comic book movies is fading or is gone, or do you think that's still like something that is like still something that's gonna be cool
For the public, it's not gone yet.
I don't think it's fading either.
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, look at
definitely
the
not.
hype for the Superman Batman movie, for instance. I mean, there's so much. The only thing about that movie is since Superman Man of Steel was such a letdown, also you have everyone skeptical because you're like, oh, this is new, and some of the characterizations, like people weren't happy with the Jesse Eisenberg casting. No one was happy with the Ben Affleck casting, and
But that flipped like 180
Agreed.
immediately.
But like you still
when that picture came out.
Exactly.
Just kidding.
The issue is like people were skeptical because of
Right.
Superman's failure. Well, not failure. I thought it was still a decent movie, but it didn't
Right.
live up to the hype because you're comparing it to Dark Knight.
Right.
But Marvel's doing the one different, right? They're kind of hyping up, and they're like, okay, we're going to give you the Captain Americas and Spider-Mans, but we're also going to introduce you to these guys that you've never heard of. Like Ant-Man or Black Panther was coming out next year, which is going to be great.
Right.
And like in movies, and then also they're kind of doing it with their TV shows too, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter, and then Daredevil, and what they're doing with Netflix. So I think what Marvel's doing is they're preserving that hype because people are going to be down eventually. But when they're introducing new characters and new things, you get excited for it because they're doing also great production, and they have Guardians of the Galaxy success to kind of be like, you know what, we know what we're doing.
We can try new stuff.
Exactly.
It's weird. So, you saw Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Shut up.
And it was phenomenal.
It'll be good.
Exactly. And that was, in my opinion, better than Avengers.
Okay.
Yeah, I loved Guardians of the Galaxy.
It came out
I was
of nowhere.
happy. I just came out of the theater happy that day.
It was funny and great, and the only thing is a little bit needed more plot and character development. But other than that, very good movie.
Right.
That's
Better
good
villain would have been nice.
Yeah, that's you.
That's some of the Marvel villains I think are kind of
Corny.
they're kind of cut and paste.
Yeah.
I will destroy the universe with this staff with the
And he's
javelin.
super powerful too. Like that, they need like all these characters to beat them.
Right.
But I mean, like, Loki isn't that strong. I mean, Thor beat him this first movie.
Right.
So it's kind of like
he's a smart, like he's got enough character where they're like, all right, we got to just bring Loki back.
Yeah.
Because that's who you got. Even in Thor 2, I think they had to write more Loki into it.
Yeah.
Because I don't even remember it was like a dark elf or something. I don't remember his
Yeah.
Like I don't even remember like who the character. I can't even
Just
picture
ultimate
who that
evil,
was.
ultimate darkness. That's
Right.
just the.
I mean,
Stockholm.
Right.
But if they keep, I mean, also another advantage for Marvel is they keep doing movies like Winter Soldier, which was actually really good as a movie.
I think, yeah.
With now the Civil War, if they do that correctly, then they also have like another advantage over DC. And I'm a DC fan. I'm a big Batman guy.
Uh-huh.
And because Batman, I mean, DC does a great job with their animated series, but they haven't hit after Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. They just couldn't hit on their other superheroes. So I mean, Marvel's taking. I think because their combination of being owned by Disney helps them a lot too.
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
One question I would like to ask you guys: what has been, I guess, like some of your favorite blockbusters in recent memory? You know, like was something that shocked you, or like was just like so.
Other than
awesome?
Dark Knight, we're all.
I mean, you can
Knight.
go ahead and say that if you want. Yeah, and like why? Why was it?
I let Michael start. Go for it.
I think we mentioned before, at least in most recent memory, the first thing coming to mind would be Guardians of the Galaxy. As far as the most fun I had recently, I think I had a lot of fun with Pacific Rim. Surprisingly,
end of the summer movies, though. It seems like
what's that?
Those are kind of like end of summer movies.
Yeah, they weren't they? I don't know. Yeah, there's something up there. I know if you want to circle around.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like Pacific Rim was definitely one of mine.
Mine was actually kind of Boyhood a lot.
Yeah.
And that came over the summer. And that wasn't like a typical blockbuster movie, but I knew about the concept. I mean, of course, for those who don't know about Boyhood, Robert Linklater literally had Richard Linklater, filmed the story of a child from kindergarten to end of high school, and he did it every year. So you see a kid grow up to be a college grad. So, and it kind of incorporated a lot of my childhood because that's when the movie was shot. 90s to early 2000s, and obviously to 2012 or whatever. So, I thought that was novel idea was great. It was, of course, it was nominated for Oscars and whatnot, but I like that type of stuff too. Because you already know what you're getting with the blockbusters.
Oh right.
I like innovative thought more than I like blockbusters.
Right. Well, I didn't know that we could.
Yeah.
Well, in that case,
opening up.
Whiplash was a phenomenal film. No.
Well, that didn't come in the summer though, right?
Was it summer?
It was towards beginning of fall, right?
I think it might have been.
Because I remember Boyhood did come in summer, and I was I'm going to see that. For instance, Dope is something I love.
I just saw Dope.
So good.
I just saw Dope, and
or
that was a movie actually I was going to say.
Sorry.
No, but no. I was going to say Avengers and Dope.
Well, yeah, Avengers 2. Yeah, you have to put that up.
Yeah, Avengers 1, that was...
not Avengers 2,
Avengers also.
Yeah,
because... when I saw Avengers 1, that was brand new.
Yeah.
What else had done anything like this, right?
Right.
Well, Dark Knight. Everyone loved Dark Knight after Joker, right?
True,
right.
Of course. Yeah, of
but
course.
I see what you're saying. As far as it's something new, as in, all right, you like this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. All right, here's all of them, all at once.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is, I think that's replaced, at least the sequelitis is all right, now we have universalitis, all right.
Yeah.
Now, you like Batman and Superman? Wonder Woman? Sure, put her in there.
Yeah, right. Although, definitely, I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
I guess the next question I want to ask is, what is something that you are interested in, I guess, in the coming year? Either this year, of 2015, or, coming next year, 2016?
There is two movies actually. Star Wars for sure.
Oh,
I'm so hyped for Star Wars. It's going to be phenomenal because I trust in J.J. Abrams.
Okay.
He resurrected fanboys for Star Trek. He has the original cast. It's a different story. Everyone seems to be all for it. It's probably going to be overhyped, but I think I'm going to buy. I'm buying it. And Deadpool, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Duh.
I totally forgot. Yeah.
Because rated R superhero concepts are great. What they did with Daredevil on Netflix was just so good, and they're going to do the same rated R type of concept with Deadpool. It's going to be fun. It's going to be such a fun movie.
Did you see the trailer for that at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was super meta and talking to the camera and referencing Green Lantern and stuff.
You'll do right by me, so I can do right by someone else. And please don't make the super suit green or animated.
Oh, cool! All right.
Green Lantern gave him his wife, though. He has to be appreciative to that movie. He did marry Blake Lively.
Yeah.
And that's how they met. So he should not take shots. It was a bad movie. Agree.
Yeah, I don't think Ryan has a problem finding a wife, though.
That's true.
Did he marry? He was married to somebody else.
Yeah, I think he was married to someone else. Yeah.
No, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Yeah.
Pretty much win the game. You can do whatever you want after that.
So, I talked about Star Wars and Deadpool. Goswell, your movie that you're hyped for next.
Black Panther, for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Being a black guy and all, right? Of course, the guy.
Of course you won't break.
What about Creed?
Creed?
Yeah, the Apollo Creed.
Okay,
where it's about his son.
I haven't heard too much about that.
The trailer looks solid.
Okay, I hadn't seen that at all.
Have you heard of Fruitvale Station? This director is the same director. So it's gonna be good. Rocky's in the movie.
And Michael B. Jordan, right?
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan plays Creed.
So there's the same.
Same director, actor combo. Fruitvale Station was a phenomenal movie. Please watch that movie. It's on Netflix.
That was fantastic.
It is so sad, but it's a great movie.
Yeah, I actually visited Fruitvale Station.
Every quiet moment in the theater during that movie was just
I didn't. People did not leave the theater for like 5 minutes after that because they were like, "What did I just saw?" So
sniffing.
Same director actor combo with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky. Would be fun. That's going to be a hype movie. It looks good.
All right, cool.
Okay, yeah.
Because if you like Black Panther, I think you're going to be hyped for Creed.
Why? Because I'm black?
You just implied that.
Yeah, okay.
You just implied that.
Right.
You dug your own grave.
Yeah, you're right. Definitely Star Wars myself, too.
Yeah.
I'm actually optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I saw the black guy. I was like,
yeah, that's why I'm hyped for it too.
Right.
Because I want the black guy to be like a Jedi and like the main character. Because I'm sick and tired. Sorry for all our all of us are like colored here, right? Let's be real. Speak for yourself. I'm tired of us always playing second fiddle.
Right.
We need to take the reins.
I know, right? But honestly, I mean, also, I'm just excited for that just because it's Star Wars and it seems like it could be pretty dope.
Right. That dude, the black dude in the new Star Wars, do you remember his name?
No.
John Boyega.
Boyega.
That's why
that dude, have you seen Attack the Block?
No.
By chance? That was the first time I'd seen him.
I heard he was phenomenal.
He was amazing as Black Moses, or just Moses. I would recommend that movie if you're looking forward to Star Wars and you want like a taste of that. It's like a science.
That's how he got picked, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's when I heard the news. I'm like, oh, perfect.
Attack on the Block,
Awesome.
right?
Attack the Block.
Talk the Block.
Talk on the Block.
Talk on the Block.
Yeah. That movie and Fruitvale Station. Those are your movies
Black
you must
people
watch.
movies you gotta watch.
One's funny. I'm assuming that one's funny, right?
It's funny.
Yeah. What are you excited for?
I'm excited. I don't think it's coming out this summer, but I'm super excited for The Good Dinosaur.
Oh yeah.
Pixar. Yeah.
We get 2 of those this year, which I'm really pumped for.
Oh, it's coming out this year too?
Yeah, it is. Thanksgiving.
We skipped last year. I think it was supposed to be last year's movie. And I'm just so pumped as far as like...
Oh, because Inside Out I heard was great. I didn't see it.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's a great movie.
I heard people cried.
Yeah. Movies do that.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I was just sitting there through stingy red eyes. Like, she's just a girl. I'm just really glad to see sort of this return to form for Pixar. Doing like original concepts, like that's something I was so excited about as a kid. Is seeing like the teasers for the Pixar movies, and being like, "What the hell is that?" Like when Up, just hit Carl floating up like in a house. Hey, how's it going? And off he goes. And I'm like, I want to see that. What's that? Or like this overweight superhero trying to fit a belt on, just no context, just something nuts, and being able to look forward to that. Like every year we get like a Toy Story 3 or a Cars 2. Toy Story 3 was amazing, by the way.
I heard they're making 4.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Justin's gonna flip.
Yeah, right. I'm a little afraid to tell.
They achieved something miraculous by having an awesome trilogy.
I thought that was a trilogy.
Yeah. But I mean, every year that I see something familiar from Pixar, I'm like, this is cool. But I love just walking into the theater not knowing what's going to happen.
Totally fresh.
And Good Dinosaur is that, and Inside Out was that.
It kept making me think of the old dinosaur movie that from way back then.
Yeah, that was awful.
I liked it, or maybe I liked it. I don't know. Maybe because I was a kid.
Yeah. Like their first CGI movie.
Was it bad?
Yeah,
I thought it was cool.
I don't know. I don't remember it though.
I don't remember it too well.
Who did that one? Was it? It was Disney.
Yeah, it was Disney.
It was Disney.
But I forgot the director, and I even forgot the voices.
I don't remember too much about it. But
I just remember that it was like CGI, and it was like one of the first like innovative movies. What movies are you not hyped for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what movies do you think is going to be a like major letdown in the future? Like, I think, for instance, the Justice League movie is going to be bad.
I didn't even know there was a Justice League movie.
Because they already announced it, right? The Justice League movie after this. I just think it's going to be bad because it's full of destruction. Like, if you're going to do over-the-top destruction, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like, I'm not a fan of, like, DC movies, like, overall.
Other than,
it's just, like, DC, like, I feel like they still don't get it,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or the next Adam Sandler flick you're not going to watch. Right?
I mean, like, that's the thing, though, is, like, with movies like that, I don't remember. I don't even know, like, it's, like, if I see it and, like, it just looks boring, then I just take it out of my memory, Like, what are you not interested in?
Well, other than Justice League.
Yeah.
Terminator came out.
Right? Oh, yeah, Terminator, yeah.
Okay, that was mine, because I remember watching it, and I was like, my favorite part of this movie is the part that they took straight out of the old Terminator movie. So I'm like, which I think is the sort of the thing with a lot of these, as far as like, Star Wars, I haven't had any red flags. I'm not even a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm really excited for it. But like movies like where they bring back this old stuff.
Oh yeah.
What people love to see is exactly what they're familiar with.
They're regurgitating it.
So like
RoboCop a couple years ago.
I remember when that came out.
Right. Or like seeing Batman.
Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah, Batman vs Superman. Like seeing the suit exactly as you're familiar with it, and then Terminator, seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger exactly as you remember, and people are excited for it. But I'm like, it's
what's new?
Or Minions. I mean, I heard Minions wasn't that good.
I was not looking forward to Minions. There's mine.
Yeah,
that one, because they were my. It might be controversial, but those are my least favorite parts of all those movies.
Me too.
I wasn't nuts about Despicable Me, or 2.
Yeah, like I didn't
the Minions.
See 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's just
like that's the Minions were the worst thing, and like
I get them, I understand.
They're cute.
I feel like they're talking Twinkies.
Yeah,
right.
I just imagine.
I never saw the charm of them really.
I get the physical comedy, like it's kind of the Three Stooges, but it's not as clever. I think it's just kind of. Like they're all going to start screaming banana, and then all the kids are going to go nuts.
Oh my god, it's a banana! Right?
It seems almost kind of exploitative, where it's like, "Hey kids, this is cute, right?"
Yeah, it's so cute.
And
I wasn't even hyped. Yeah, go for it.
And they did the same thing with it was with another film that Studio Blue Sky did, the Lorax.
They were like, Smurfs.
Okay, here's 3 cute little. Birds, and here's 3 cute little squirrels, and here's it's just that kind of
cute
and Smurf injection.
Question I had for you guys: what was something that you did see and you didn't like?
Iron Man 3.
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I got out of that movie saying like, "Wow, how can you mess up a movie this badly?"
I hadn't seen Iron Man 3 because I thought it would be for that exact reason. Actually,
I wanted to give it a shot because Mandarin was a cool concept. Like he's one of the main villains for Iron Man, and then you see that movie, you're like, it was like, oh, it's pretty bad. That and Spider-Man 2. Like the one last year.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Ooh, that was hard.
Yeah, Andrew Garfield did a great job as Peter Parker in Spider-Man.
Let me tell you, I did not like Amazing Spider-Man 1. Like I saw that, like I went to a midnight theater showing of it, and I was like, I don't like this.
Why? Why is everyone like? Is he because he's kind of old?
It doesn't even have to do anything with his age. Like for me, like I felt like he was missing like what made Spider-Man for me. Spider-Man is like one of my favorite heroes, right?
I think it's mine too. One of my favorites.
Because of the wittiness, like he grew up like in hard times. Like he was actually like a real person in a way.
Yeah, he's he's a teenager.
And I felt like Andrew Garfield, or and just how to put in Amazing Spider-Man wasn't. Like he was too cool for Peter Parker. I felt
right. He didn't need me rooting for him.
Right, exactly. Like
he had it under control.
Exactly. He didn't have
feel
anything witty about him. He said like one joke the whole time. I thought.
Well, he had the knife thing. Well,
that was the one joke. That was the one joke, and then he sucked at fighting. He wasn't smart at all in fighting. I remember fighting like the Lizard guy. I was like, like they fought him, and it's just like I'm gonna just go fight him. And he got beat up every time. I was like, oh my god. And
I liked it because I think Emma Stone and him had great chemistry.
I didn't care about that at all.
It was kind of like even Spider-Man 3, which I actually rewatched recently just to see what was so wrong with it because I hadn't seen it since I was like 16.
What do you think about that, by the way?
I figured out that like for the first hour and like because it's a long movie, like for the first hour and 20 minutes, which is almost a full movie, it's like Spider-Man 1 and 2. It's like a decent story.
Yeah.
And then like an hour and 21 minutes, they're like, all right, now here's
emo Spider-Man.
Yeah, they drop in all this stuff that people complain about is like in that last hour.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
like, but Venom was bad because he was the same size as Spider-Man, where he's supposed to be actually way bigger, and he's Topher Grace. Then you make him like into jazz and have dark hair and dancing weird.
Right.
And the Sandman storyline was random. You're right. The last hour was the one that killed it.
But it's weird. But if you go back and watch it, the first hour and 20 minutes, it's like this is all right.
Yeah.
Like, none of the complaints that I hear people say are in that. Which is kind of the same with Amazing Spider-Man. There was like maybe a good 40 minutes where I'm like, okay, this is an alright movie. And then the very ending, I guess, is where it was just completely like gold, but there's like just shit. It's just like a sandwich, between two slices of just crap. And like the scene, the Gwen Stacy scene.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I was like stressed out and my heart was pounding. Even the second time I saw it.
Yeah.
Don't ask me why I saw it twice. But that was like an amazing scene. But it was just.
Because, I think his Green Goblin wasn't good. Because you're used to Green Goblin being something else, and how they characterized him was weird.
Right. It was super rushed.
Yeah,
and it was
well, that's what the problem with the first one too. They completely rushed the the origin story, and then they brought in the parents aspect too, which was weird.
Right.
Yeah.
Brought that back up again throughout the whole movie. But,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Sorry to interrupt you. Like when you were saying, like, so what was your movie? I guess that you saw that you didn't like. Was it Amazing Spider-Man or?
There was something that I went to go see that I was just right. Oh, Iron Man 3. That was.
That's the one.
Okay,
yeah,
which I wasn't super pumped for, but I like Iron Man alright. And it was I think. And I thought I was kind of alone on it, actually, because people really like Iron Man 3.
People bust my chops for not seeing Iron Man 3.
No, Iron Man 3 was awful. Iron Man 2 was awful.
I think the twist kind of threw it off for me, because I'm like, the whole premise of the movie, like... I didn't see it coming, but that doesn't mean it was, like, an awesome twist.
And
like,
the kid, which was random.
Yeah, the weird kind of when things have, like, gone on for, like a bit too long, they'll introduce a kid to it. That season of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where the baby was, like, magically 4 years old.
Yeah,
right?
R.I.P. Uncle Phil.
Right. Oh yeah.
Recipes from Uncle Phil.
Right.
For real.
Sorry for the somber note. Go for it.
No, not at all.
That's a good point.
But I guess stuff in the future, since we're talking kind of about superheroes, have you guys seen that Supergirl trailer?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, from the TV show?
Yeah.
How does it look?
I saw the trailer. It looks
I guess last question I have for this podcast: where do you see this all going? Do you think this is gonna like crash, or do you think this is gonna go on strong? Do you have any recommendations?
It's probably gonna crash, and something's gonna. Well, basically, like you need a string of like Avatar epic type movies that changes the trend, right? The only reason why these studios are making these comic book movies is because they're making money. Once that stops, it's gonna just crash. Or the new trend will come up. I honestly believe TV. It might kill film. Like I don't really go to the theaters anymore because one, I'm busy with work, and two, I just feel like, well, it'll be on Netflix. It's not a big deal for me. And also I'm more excited about like Daredevil. Like it gives me an hour versus like a 2.5 hour because you're there for like afternoon.
It's an investment, I guess. Yeah.
So you're wasting a little time too. So that might kill it. And of course, like if you have like monster original type movies that keep on coming. Then it'll just change the trend. That's just my opinion.
That's a good point,
Mike?
Right. I don't know that like theatrical film will ever be completely gone. I think it'll adapt in some way.
Yeah.
Like you have stuff like with like Dolby Atmos or like D-Box or 3D, which I think is kind of fading back a bit. I don't know how that will work.
I'd rather see it in the theater though.
Right. Which I think that's the kind of longevity of the theater is like, all right, I can watch this on my 80-inch screen or I can watch it on the 300-inch screen. I don't know how many inches are.
Yeah, right. I was like 300, but yeah, no, I know.
I mean, it's a like
it's
like
a lot bigger.
I'll go see a movie to get out of the house if I don't have anything to do. I'm like, I'm
I still go. It's just like I just feel like
a great date night.
Yeah.
Right.
I do
as far as quality goes, I think a lot of things are better suited to television.
Yeah.
Like if there was a Walking Dead movie.
But like Entourage showed that. Because the Entourage movie was such a... Because people was like, if you like the show, it just felt like a longer episode.
Right. Yeah. TV, as far as quality goes, I think there's a lot more time to develop all your characters and to become attached to it.
Because Arrested Development, when they have the movie, it won't be good because you're like, it should be a show.
Right.
What do you think about this comic book trend? Do you think that's here to stay? Do you think people will become comic book fans, or do you think?
I think they are becoming comic book fans, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but when I went to the comic book store, there's there's a big one. So I went over there and I asked, just out of curiosity, because I think it was free comic book day. So I was like, hey, what are people buying? And he's like, yeah, like, people are loving these like obscure comics that no one like. Normally people buy like Batman, Spider-Man, the names, but now you're seeing people buy like Ant-Man or Black Panther because they're hearing about these movie titles that are coming out. So they want to be ahead of the curve. It's like, oh, I know what Black Panther is, or I know what Ant-Man is.
Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah, like I've been doing research on stuff that I would never heard of or never really cared to look at. Yeah. But I'm like, oh, let me see what's going on here. At least Wikipedia, if not like buy a couple comics. Like I think Civil War I've been reading through just to get ready for that.
Yeah. I started Infinity Gauntlet myself. Trying to catch up with that.
And also, like, you know how manga has their crowd.
Yeah.
I think people like to be like part of that crowd, but they want to be their own thing, and that's comics again. Comics will always be here, I think.
Right. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me on this podcast.
Oh, it was awesome.
Sharing
it was fun.
your insight with this.
It felt faster than
it
was.
I was having fun.
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, that's
maybe we can do a music one.
Ooh. I mean, that's the plan. I mean, I'm hoping to, cover a lot more topics. Yeah, hopefully the fans out there can chime in, given what they're interested in talking about. Maybe they can even join the conversation too.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for joining. Would you like to say anything about your?
Well, I mean, thank you for that opportunity. I have like 2 podcasts going on under the same moniker. Snyder Marks podcast. We mostly talk about sports and sometimes divert a little bit, but like us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Snyder Marks podcast. And then I have another one called Off the Couch, which is similar, but we talk more like basically it's conversation that's coming hot off the couch. That's where it's coming. And I want to thank Godswill for that name. Because him and Justin provided me with that name. So.
Oh, cool. Hey, there we go.
Thanks,
wonderful. Awesome. And then also definitely check out Mike's Bigfoot Justice if you haven't got a chance to check that out. I'll post the link on there. Stay gold. Hope to see you guys later. Make comments. Share this. All that. Thanks.